Alright guys, now that we are finally done with all the boring maintenance stuff, we can finally hop over to register.php and start working on this main page, the page that we have been waiting to work on forever. So the very first thing we need to do is, if we go ahead and look at our register.php page right now, we have nothing on it. We don't even have the logo or anything. All of that stuff is in this right here, the header and search code. So in order to use this function right here, the only thing that we need to do is we already included the file. So now what we need to do is we need to go ahead and right under wrapper, go ahead and add some PHP tags. PHP, just like that. And now we go ahead and call the function, it's better if we just copy it, header and search code. Now we just go ahead and paste that baby right there, and essentially what this is going to do is it's going to go ahead and run this function right here. Now this one little line, this is responsible for adding the logo, the links, the search bar, all the categories. This is what it does. So how awesome is that? Instead of having to code all of this and all of this and all of this crap on every single page, we just add this one line of code to every single page that we want our header on, and it's all there for us. Pretty sweet, huh? So now let's go ahead and just work top from bottom, right to left. So we already got all this taken care of from the search bar and above. The next thing is this image right here. Now obviously I'm not going to go ahead and create this image. I already created the image, and I'll upload it whenever you guys can download all these files. I'll include this as well. But anyways, I just went ahead and I made a simple image. So in order to include that, let's just go ahead and write image source equals, and I actually stored this in an images folder, and it's called register banner.ping. And let me just go ahead and end the image tag. And now that's all there is on that left hand section. Now on the right hand section, that is where the form is. So let's go ahead and create this form right now. So the very first thing in the form is, of course, the form tag. Now I'm just going to go ahead and hopefully you remember all the CSS for this, but the ID is general form. Now the class, which basically gave it the width, I believe, is container, and the method, we're going to set this equal to post. And let me just go ahead and set the action to blank for now. Now remember, the register tag was basically that main, or excuse me, the heading 3 was basically the main title of the form. That's what we styled in CSS. And I'm just going to go ahead and put register right here. Pretty much just tells the user what you're supposed to do or what the form is being used for. And now after this, I want to include a little bit more PHP. I want to pretty much echo out a variable, and I didn't create this variable yet, but we will soon. It's called error underscore message. Now what this variable is going to do is it's pretty much going to test if you have any error messages and echo it out. Now the cool thing about echoing out this variable is if you don't have any error messages, then it's not going to echo anything. You're just going to get a blank thing like that. But if you do, then it's going to show your error messages right here. And that's basically how you can make a dynamic form that shows error messages at the top by outputting a variable, and it has the option, if that variable is set equal to something, to pretty much display an error message, but if you don't have any error messages, then it won't do anything. Although I just said that. So now we can go ahead and make the fields. Now remember, we have how many fields? I can't even remember myself. Username, email, and password, and button. So basically 3 different fields. So let's go ahead and do that right now. Now in order to make a field, let me just go ahead and make a div and set the class equal to field. Let me just go ahead and end that div right now so I don't forget. Now since we have 3 different fields, I'm just going to go ahead and copy this and paste it 3 times. So the first one is going to be for the username, the second one is going to be for the email, and the third one is going to be for the password. That's the 3 pieces of information that we need from the user before they can register. Now, in order to make a little label, we basically have 2 parts of each field. First is a label to tell the user what you're supposed to type in the input section, and next is of course the input section. So the first thing we need to make is the label. Now in order to make the label for these forms, go ahead and type the word label, and next go ahead and type what it's for, and I'm just going to go ahead and put username. And now in between the beginning and ending label tag, I'm just going to go ahead and write username with one of those things. What is it called? Colons. There we go. Kind of had a brain fart for a second. Now, since all of these three fields have labels, I'm going to work this copy and paste magic and do the same thing for each one. So the first is username. The second is email. And I'll just go ahead and write email right there. And the third is password. Password.